we go.
Okay, very good. So good morning, all. It's Judith. We had a few technical glitches, but we're here now, we think. So welcome. We're starting in about 1 minute. This class is a 45-minute yoga fusion adventure. So all you need for this class is your body and a chair. I'm here. I've got a different camera angle so you can see the space. We're starting momentarily. So maybe silence your phone, have some like water or tea to hydrate so you're not. Okay, great. Glad you're back, Sandy. Wonderful. Okay, it's now 9 o'clock, so let's go. Good morning, all. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's here again, Monday. And please keep yourselves muted during class, please, so there's no background distractions. The other thing too for this class is I'm using a yoga mat. If you have one, that would be great. But if you don't have one, don't panic. All you need for this class is a chair. No wheels for your chair. No arms preferable. Definitely no wheels. And then your body. If you happen to have extra yoga props like straps, blocks, hand weights, great. If you don't have them, don't worry. You can always modify. All right. So it doesn't matter if you have it or not. You may not be ready for hand weights. So I hear some background. Stay muted, please.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and just start with the feet directly under the hips. Think about grounding the four corners of each foot into the earth. And then think about crown of head floating up to sky. Maybe you want to roll those shoulders forward, up, back, and down. So you're aligning with your perfect posture, concentrating on that as we get older. Those spine's going to go forward and collapse. So we're going to think about nice, strong posture. So here we're going to start lifting right heel, place it down. Left heel, place it down. You might want to have a fingertip or two on your chair back. Or maybe you have an available wall or a piece of furniture that you can press up against that won't give way. So be very mindful of what you're doing for your balance cough. If you need one, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet come back down to stillness. Lift your right heel. Now think about circling the ankle joint here. So the ankle joint is initiating the movement, not knee or thigh. Everything else is passive and you're still standing nice and tall. We'll circle here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle around the other direction. Noticing any changes or differences in this direction, if any, maybe, maybe not. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. That heel floats down. You shift the weight to your right leg, lift your left heel. Now the ankle joint is initiating the movement on this leg and noticing if this ankle joint feels the same as the other one. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We're just taking a little inventory of how the body is feeling this morning. Let's circle in the other direction. Again, it's the ankle joint initiating. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And the heel floats down. Shake out those feet. Now, the feet stay exactly under the hips still, and the toes point forward. Identify where the arch is in the middle of each foot. And keeping your feet flat, just think about shifting the weight forward to the front of the foot. No lifting of anything. Come back to the arch. And then rock back to the heel. The feet are going to stay flat. So you're just doing a very subtle shift in the balance, in the moving forward and moving back. And once that starts feeling relatively comfortable and familiar, maybe you want to think about lifting the toes as you rock back and lifting the heels as you rock forward. Now you've got a rocking motion going in your feet. And if you want to add in the arms, it's more balance work here. Flowing motion with the arms. Breathing, feet are rocking, arms are flowing. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the feet going. The arms can slowly come down to stillness. You've still got rocking feet. And now we're going to slowly come to stillness, but just don't abruptly stop. Very nice. Now from here, let's go ahead and take the feet a little wider, hip distance apart perhaps, and you're going to circle those hips so the fingertips can rest on hip crease, perhaps on the waist. Inhale forward, squeezing navel to spine as you circle in the back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's do 4, 3, don't rush it, 2, 1. Nice. Circling back to center. Now the hips go in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Noticing any differences or changes in this direction, if any. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. The feet can be fairly wide. And now let's just start thinking about swinging those arms. Gently, to begin with, make sure you have clearance in behind. You don't want to slam your hand into anything, all right? Being mindful. And then you can really let loose here. Legs and knees are soft. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Slowly bring it down, but keep the arms moving gently. And now the arms are going to slice in front of the body and slice in back of the body. So those arms are not touching the torso, but you're standing with nice steady legs, swinging the arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep swinging the arms on 2 and 1. And now those arms turn into empty coat sleeves as you start tapping the body. Moving side to side. And you look over the shoulder each time you twist. Nice and easy. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly beginning to unwind. Try not to abruptly stop. That might make people dizzy, so you don't want to get dizzy. Let's just take the fists and we're going to just start pounding underneath your collarbone. So this in Chinese medicine, this is the front part of the lung point in reflexology. So we're waking up our lungs and we're breathing. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to start unwinding the arms and you're going to start twisting and you're going to tap into the collarbones as you twist. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. And now you're going to pat yourself on the shoulder. That's where you're tapping on the back point of your lung. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly unwind until you come to stillness. No rushing it to get to stillness. And now you're going to start tapping right here in the center of your chest. So now we're waking up the heart center. Also, the thymus gland resides there. That's in charge of immunity, fending off the nasty bugs. So we're waking up our thymus. We're thumping on thymus. And now we're going to go up and down the torso in the front. Nice and gentle. A few more passes up and down. Waking up your torso, the core, And then just shaking out those hands. Let's take the hands now in fists, soft fists. You might want to try this sitting in a chair. It might work better standing. You can experiment. You're going to take your soft fists right here in the hip crease. And you're going to keep the back flat as you go forward into a forward fold, Uttanasana. So think about lifting in the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, nice flat back. Keep those fists right there in the hip crease until you come to a sticking point, and there you will stop. So those fists are right there in the colon area, and you're going to pump the belly. So pumping the belly means inhale, expand the belly like a balloon as much as you can in this position. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, navel presses to the spine. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that to stillness with a flat back only, rising up. So crown of head still lines up with tailbone. You're rising up, triple slow time. Shake everything out, including your hands, which you might be complaining now. So we're basically waking up the colon, encouraging it to do its job. Let's stack the palms right here over the navel. And those palms are going to go up your right side. That's the ascending colon. Across the center, transverse colon. Down the left side, descending colon. So a nice big circular motion here. Rubbing the belly, massaging the belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake it out. You got the hands, shake them a shake. And now you're going to grab your chair. And if you've got a mat, you can just place it along the long edge of your mat or your invisible mat, whatever you're working with. And I'm using the back of the chair for support. I've got the feet and legs nice and wide, toes point out 30 to 45. And in this movement, the torso is going to stay upright. So the torso is like a piston up and down. So inhale, bend the knees. They track over the toes. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Only your optimum squat, not your maximum. We'll do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1. Torso is upright, no flopping forward, please. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Optimum squat, not maximum. Lift right heel, place it down. Left heel, place it down. Now you're shifting weight again, side to side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Staying down and then straightening the legs nice and slow. Heel toe the feet together, but don't go all the way together, just a slight narrowing. Now we're going to shift that with the chair to the opposite direction here. Now I'm facing the chair seat. Now here, stay right there. If you have a block or maybe a couple of books, you might need those. It just depends on how the proportions of your arms and your legs are, the length. So you'll have to experiment maybe with this one. So I use a block here because I have short arms. You're going to keep your back flat. You're going to stack your palms either on the chair seat or maybe a block or a book or a couple of books. Until you come into this wide leg forward fold, modified. So think about keeping that back flat, stretching those legs outward, and then imagine that there's a strap around your hips pulling you to the wall behind. At the same time, the crown of the head is pulling forward. So you have a two-way stretch going here. Nice and gentle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 4 more if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Slowly coming up with a flat back. Keep the legs the same. Now that your back and your torso, crown of head to tailbone, is parallel to the earth, the right hand goes directly under your face, either on the chair seat or the block or the book, and you're going to extend your left arm up to sky. So now it's a standing twist. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do a thread the needle here. That arm comes down. It threads underneath your right armpit, and you just stretch those fingers to the sidewall. It's an active thread the needle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Let's just do 4 of these, nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Take that left hand. Now that is placed directly under the face, either on the chair seat or the low block. Exhale. Right arm goes up to sky. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Thread that arm right under the left armpit. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And that arm comes down. Now you can heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. Either way. And then with a flat back, maybe you can grab the back of your chair and rise up slowly so you avoid getting dizzy, avoid the head rush. Nice work. Now, we're going to take the back of the chair one more time to be our assistant. And from here, we're going to take the heels together in first position, the toes point out. You dancers out there must be familiar with that. So you've got your feet in first position, and I'm using the back of the chair for support. We're just going to lift up on your tippy toes, nice and high. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float the heels down. Lifting and pressing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift those heels on 1 and keep them lifted. Now, see if you can go ahead and go inhale, bend the knees. Inhale, you get a little baby squat going out in a different direction. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Heels stay lifted throughout. We'll do 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted on your tippy toes on 1. Now find a spot that doesn't move ahead of you on the wall. Maybe it's on the earth. That's called a drishti point in yoga. Maybe one arm comes up to balance. You're still on your tippy toes. And then maybe your second arm might want to come up to balance or not. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come down, heels float down, shake everything out. How was that side? How was that? Either side, both sides. Now I'm going to use my chair for support. Weight will be in your left leg. Right leg is straight, right foot is flexed. Let's start swinging that leg. Let's get some blood flow going into the legs. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly de-escalate. Don't just abruptly stop. And then you're going to float that knee up to waist height only. Little pumps up to the sky. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Dangle the lower leg. for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to stillness now with a bent knee. Make a figure 8 with your bent knee, getting deep into the hip socket for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Load it down, shake it out. And you may notice that your standing leg is doing as much work as the moving leg in many cases. Now we'll do the other side. The weight will be in your right leg. The left leg is straight. The left foot's flexed, sweeping forward and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it down. Slowly, slowly. Nice. Shake everything out. And then again, the weight is in your right leg. Float that left leg up, little pumps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Dangle the lower leg like the pendulum on a clock. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that to stillness. Figure 8 with the bent knee, getting deep into the hip socket for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Get down, shake it out. It's okay to say out. We're all muted. Okay. Good. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna you can either use a block, you don't have one, fine. Or you could use the chair seat. You could flip that chair around and use your hands on the chair seat. So that's 2 ways of doing this, approaching this. And also, if you were worried, we do not go down on the mat in this class, so no panicking, right? So let's take the legs nice and wide. Toes point out, and again, you're going to you may not need any of this, but does it either a tall block or the chair seat. So let's just start by bending and straightening, bending and straightening. Inhale and exhale. We'll just do 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Now, crown of head to tailbone are now parallel to the floor. So the whole torso is parallel to the floor. Your right shoulder is going to migrate in the direction of the left knee. And you're going to look over your left shoulder to the wall behind. That left forearm can rest on left thigh. Meanwhile, right hand presses into right thigh. Right thigh presses into right hand. For 8, 7, squeeze the abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Slowly. Now right forearm can rest on right thigh. Left shoulder migrates in the direction of the right knee. It won't get there, but that's the idea. The left hand presses into left thigh. Left thigh presses into left hand. You're looking over the right shoulder. So you've got a standing twist and an isometric press on the left. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Keeping this low position with the torso. You're going to go side to side at your own rhythm, your own pace. Remembering to keep these abs squeezed. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Shifting back over right. Right forearm can rest on right thigh. The left hand can rest on mat, floor, tall block, maybe chair seat. So you're pumping the right knee over the right set of toes. The left leg is straight. The left heel digs into the mat. Toes point skyward. Breathing. Pumping to the right for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Left forearm can rest on left thigh. Right hand could rest on mat, tall block, chair seat, maybe nothing. So now you're pumping to the left. Left knee pumps over left set of toes. Right leg is straight. Right heel digs into mat. Toes point to sky, squeezing the abs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. I'm taking the block on its second highest setting. The legs are still bent. Inhale, bend. Now exhale, straighten and bow to your mat or your block. Inhale, bend. Exhale, bow and straighten. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then shaking the head yes here. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Maybe some horse lips. Mr. Ed. Maybe you want to do a little ragdoll sway here. You can interlace fingers, arms could be straight, imitating a baby elephant, or maybe grabbing opposite elbows as you swing side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Slowly coming to center. Hands could be on mat or block. Heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. You can decide what works for you. Now we are in Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands rest on the ankles. You're going to drag your hands along the shins for a series of flat back lifts. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Drag the hands along the shins, come to thighs, and now stack the bones, stack the bones, stack the bones. Roll the shoulders open. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Just recovering from being upside down and getting used to being upside down. It's an upside down world, isn't it? So let's work on a 3-part Durga breath. Inhale, belly expands like a balloon. Ribs expand, collarbones lift. You're noticing the silence at the top. Exhaling, squeezing out all the air, chest, ribs, belly. Big, long, slow exhale. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing the pause at the top. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. 2 more like that on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly lowering the hands, shaking out your arms, your shoulders. I'm going to grab weights. Weights are strictly optional. If you're not using weights, it's a soft fist. The legs are about shoulder width apart. Palms face the midline. Right fist comes into right armpit. Exhale. Same on the left. Exhale. Inhale. The chest is squared to the front of your space. Exhale. Inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go down the right and stay on the right side. You're still facing forward with the chest, so you're not twerking off left or right. And now that top arm comes up to a modified Trikonasana, triangle pose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bringing it down. And then it's moving over to the other side. Sliding it down the outside of your left leg. Right arm comes up to sky, chest is square to the front of your space of your screen. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. And then taking your hands and just interlacing the fingers together. So no weight, one weight, or two weights in your hands. You're going to start circling. Like you're mixing up your witch's cauldron. A little snack for after class. See if you can just keep the motion in the upper torso, in the arms, in the chest. 2 more in this direction, circling. You could do this sitting down. You can't stand for long periods of times. Circle the opposite direction. Again, noticing changes, if any, in this direction or not. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then shaking that out. I'm going to lose the weights. Now you might want to be near your chair, your wall, your piece of furniture. I'm going to use the chair. I'm going to use a block. So here we're going to do a modified tree pose. You may not wish to use a block if you don't have a block. Here's the instruction. So your right hand on the back of your support. No block would mean the left heel tucks into that right ankle. Left heel tucks into right ankle. If you're using the low block, those left toes come onto the block and they tuck, the heel tucks into the calf. This leg goes out 30 to 45 degrees, but the pelvis stays square to that long end of the mat, front of your space or your screen. And maybe you want to think about lifting one arm of your tree branch here. Find that drishti point. Second arm goes up. You're balancing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, now the wind has come up. So now my branches are moving. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms come together, floating down the center of the body, the midline, lifting through that supporting right leg. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Hands come down. Let's keep that foot where it is, wherever it is. And then we're going to just lift it up, extending and bending, extending and bending for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's extend the leg long and circle the foot and the ankle. Oh boy. Just a few in each direction. And then you're going to float that leg down and say, ah, because it feels pretty good to put it down. And now we're going to do the other side. So here again, weight will be in your left leg. If you're not using a block, right heel tucks into.
I'm doing yoga.
Somebody's unmuted.
Awful busy.
Oh,
Kathy Myers.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Oops, sorry. Sorry.
so the heel is in the ankle on this level. If you're using the low block, the toes come onto the block and that heel tucks into the calf. And I didn't say this on the other side, but this is true. The final full-blown pose will be your foot up here in your thigh and no hand on anything when you're up in your tree. However, I see it often. People think they're doing this complete version, but they've got the foot on their knee joint. Don't put your foot on the knee joint because you're pushing your foot in and the leg is pushing back. So you want to have your foot off of the knee joint. The knee joint is cranky enough, okay? So just bearing that in mind. I'm going down to the block version now. Now you're gonna find that drishti point as you focus and maybe lift one of your tree branches. And then the second branch comes up, maybe. Noticing any differences on this side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and then the wind is up again. We have big winds here in New Mexico. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come together. Coming down the midline, you're lifting through that supporting left leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down, leave the leg where it is. Knee comes forward, lifting it up. Extending for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it straight. Circle the ankle and the foot for 4, 3, 2, 1. Load it down. Triple slow time. Shake everything out. How is that side? And again, as a reminder, balance changes from day to day. So no self-judgment, no competition. You just keep doing it to get that cellular memory in place. And the more you do it, the more familiar and easy it hopefully will become. So I'm attending to my chair seat now. Mindfully come to your chair. And maybe pull flesh away from sits bones. The legs and feet are parallel, palms face downward. I'm going to add 1 pounders here, but that's optional. It's just plain palms on the thighs. So you're going to squeeze the abs each time you lift the leg. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying on the right side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back down again, shake out the legs, maybe bounce them. Same on the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Noticing any changes. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then giving it a shake, nice and easy. I'm going to lose the weights. And stay in your chair. I'm going to grab a block. You may not need this at all, but it's nice to know it's there. Should you need. So again, you're sitting close to the front of your chair seat. Your right ankle is going to cross over top of left thigh. Right ankle crosses over top of left thigh. If you have trouble getting that leg up there, this is where the strap comes in. My friend, the strap. So you're going to just wrap it around your shin. And you're going to just drag that leg up there. And it should help assist you to get it there. And then you want to keep this top right foot flexed. So you're going to take your right hand, just pulse the soft part of the thigh. You're sitting nice and tall. And we're pumping synovial fluid now into this right side of the pelvic girdle. Synovial fluid is the WD-40 of the body. And it doesn't happen until you start moving the joints. So I guess we're responsible for generating our own synovial fluid. Very nice. Bringing that to stillness, you're going to take your right forearm underneath the right calf. And with the 2 hands, you're going to rock your leg. It's your little baby, if you want to name your baby. It can be side to side, or you can circle the bent knee. If you're circling the bent knee, be sure you circle in both directions. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Replace the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Now from here, you're going to keep that top foot flexed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, stretch your arms over an imaginary pile of something. Now, maybe your fingers reach the earth, mine certainly don't. Maybe they can come to a tall block. Or maybe you could grab opposite elbows up here at the top. In addition to this top foot being flexed, now you're going to externally rotate it. So now you should automatically feel a tug in your outer right hip. Now this could be a static press. Don't let the head dangle on this. Or it could be little micro movements side to side. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Slowly rise up with a flat back. Right hand on right knee and wind the leg. Circle that whole femur bone into the hip crease here, the socket. And then you're going to circle it the other direction. Nice. And then that foot comes down. Now we take the left ankle and place it on top of the right thigh, using a strap if you need. So it's left ankle on top of right thigh. You're going to take the left hand and just gently pulse the soft part of the thigh to stimulate synovial fluid getting into the left side of your hip. And you're sitting tall and you've got those abs nice and tightly squeezed. Here we go. And so when that feels good, you're going to take your forearm, you're going to slide it under the calf. You're going to rock your other baby. If you want to name your baby, you can. So it's either east to west, side to side. Maybe you're circling with the bent knee. Be sure to circle in both directions. And then gradually replacing that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Top foot stays flexed. Arms come up, inhale up. Exhale over a big pile of whatever. Maybe the side is different. Maybe the fingers get closer. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't get even to the block. If they don't get to the block, grab opposite elbows. Now this top flex foot is going to externally rotate. You should automatically feel it in your outer left hip. So hanging out here at the top of the legs, you can either stay a static press or little micro movements, little wiggles for 8, 7, nice flat back, 6, 5, don't let the head dangle, 4, 3, 2, 1, nice, coming back to center, slowly rising up with a flat back, left hand on left knee joint, circle in both directions, getting out any air bubbles, and then bringing that to stillness. Nice work, everyone. Let's just bounce the feet and the legs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then scooting all the way back into the back of your chair seat. Feet and legs in parallel, crown of head floating to sky, palms can rest on the thighs, arriving in a short Shavasana, resting pose, corpse pose, except we're sitting up corpses today. And I'd recommend staying for Shavasana because that is where you integrate everything we just did for the past 40 minutes. Once you've organized your arms and your legs and your chair, just allow the eyes to drop closed, or maybe it's just a soft gaze on the earth. And then you'll notice a warmth forming in the soles of the feet as though we're approaching our friend, the imaginary hot tub. And that warmth permeates the feet, the ankles, the low legs, the knees, and the thighs. That warmth then moves into the hips and pelvis. The buttocks release, the low back releases. And from the belly, it moves into waist and torso, marinating all those vital organs in the torso: heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, spleen, colon. And from there, it moves into chest and shoulders. It rolls down both arms, all the way to the fingertips. It envelops the throat and the neck, and then it envelops the head all the way to the crown of the head. And here's a quote from Pema Chodron. We have a choice. We can spend our whole life suffering because we can't relax with how things really are, or we can relax and embrace the open-endedness of the human situation, which is fresh, unfixated, unbiased. So the challenge is to notice the emotional tug of emotions when they arise, and to stay with it for 1.5 minutes without the storyline. Can you do this once a day or many times throughout the day as the feelings arise? This is the challenge. This is the process of unmasking, letting go, opening the mind and the heart. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes. Maybe gently rocking the head from side to side or just rolling the neck from side to side. And then on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer. Dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. So we're stopping the recording. I'm trying to, but I'm not succeeding. But if there's questions, concerns, maybe Michelle, can you stop the recording? I don't have that capability.